Welcome, everybody. Emily Morgan here from Delegate Solutions. I am here with our client and friend, JK Emezi. Welcome, JK.
Hello.
JK is the founder of Elevator Recovery, and he's a certified life coach through the World Coach Institute and has completed a certification as a certified addiction recovery coach. He's also certified as a sex and pornography addiction counselor and is the creator of Porn Reboot, one of the most sought after online recovery courses for men who are struggling with porn and sex addiction. So, for the last 6 years, he's helped men regain control of their sexual lives, recover from porn addiction, overcome sexual and social anxiety, and improve their relationships to lead fulfilling lives. So, quite an interesting company and career, and you've been with us a little over a year now here at Delegate. And we'd love if you could just share a little bit about what you were looking for when you came to us, and maybe a story or two around how we've been able to help.
Yeah, I actually found Delegate through a company called Strategic Coach, but Delegate came highly recommended, and I was at a point where I was doing way too much. My business was growing. I was spending way too much time in my inbox, and I just realized that I wasn't enjoying a lot of the things that I was doing. What I truly enjoy doing is where my unique ability lies, which is just working with my clients one-on-one. And I just thought it would be wonderful if I could have the opportunity to spend most of my time doing that. And I was working really long hours. I am wired that way. But once I looked into Delegate and I spoke to you, Emily, what I liked about it was that it gave me a very realistic view of what it would be like to have an assistant. And I thought that I needed an assistant to come in and take over everything.
Right.
But Emily was like, no, we'll start with a certain number of hours and we'll kind of work your way up. And it's so interesting because it wasn't until like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, that I actually needed somebody else to come on board. And even then, the great thing about Delegate is they want to make sure that you actually need someone. So that makes you actually go back to your business as the business owner and really look like, okay, have I streamlined and automated everything that I can? And so it makes you reflect on your business, I think, it's important. It's not just about outsourcing everything and having somebody handle everything. There's a lot more to the process, but I've grown a lot as a business person through this experience.
And we were talking in the green room, we're coming a couple months now into COVID, and we were talking about how it's impacted our business, and you said you're even busier than normal. So is that sort of the growth that you're experiencing?
Definitely. I think for the niche that we work in, which is, of course, unusual to most people, we help entrepreneurs who are struggling with compulsive sexual behaviors to control that behavior. Everybody going virtual and being home quarantined has led to an increase in any out of control behaviors that have anything to do with the internet, and pornography is one of those. So it has been a more challenging time for everybody. And when we put growth aside, we were also talking about excellence in delivery. And with so many people online, the marketplace is so loud. And it's important that everyone on your team is executing very well and delivering in order to stand out. And so Delegate has really helped. In fact, I was when I requested to have somebody else come on board, I requested very specific characteristics of the person for that particular role, and Delegate has been able to deliver on that. So I'm excited to move forward with this.
Yeah.
So it's just great to be able to work with how would I put it, with a company that already executes at the level of excellence that you're looking for, especially during a time like this.
Totally. And our team loves working with you. So that
Glad to
helps.
hear that.
That makes it a little bit easier. No, but I think it's true. Like as the leader, you're inspiring and we're part of your team. So it's not just about, this outsourced sort of fringe relationship. Like we have a relationship. We work together every day. We talk, at least once a week. So I think that's a differentiator of our service as well.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think before I started working with Delegate, my mindset around delegation was just somebody whom you didn't communicate. Well, you communicated with them, you told them to do stuff, and they did it. But it really feels like, first of all, Delegate is part of the team. But the beauty of it is that personally, I've been able to, our business has grown and it grows and the team is excited to see the growth in every aspect. And so it just makes you think like, what is, people feel like there's a difference between employees and a team.
Right.
And I'll just tell you right now, I've had employees in the past. We ran a sales business in the past. And the relationship I have with the team at Delegate is there's literally no friction. Nice. There's no friction. Everybody gets stuff done. Everybody's excited about it. And the boundaries are so clear and comfortable that it's just, maybe it's just me, but it's easy to work with Delegate.
Well, it's definitely you a little bit. I think, one of the things that I remember when you were coming in, you were concerned about is the work that you do and the maturity of the team to be able to be impactful in that environment. Would it make anyone comfortable? So let's really talk about your work. Who do you work with? What are they struggling with? And how do you help them?
We work with entrepreneurs, business owners, small business owners, and high-performing professionals. And this defines professionals who put in about 60, 65 hours a week. And they are also struggling with an out-of-control sexual behavior. And the thing with high performers and entrepreneurs is that they have so much responsibility, and many of them have developed unhealthy coping strategies for dealing with these. Yeah. And unfortunately, pornography is one of those things. Again, more unfortunately, is the fact that pornography is not something that many men are comfortable speaking about. But it is affecting their marriages, it is affecting their ability to parent, and then more importantly, as it affects their business, the guilt that they have about their behavior, maybe the behavior doesn't align with their values or their religion or how they were raised, it creates guilt. Mm-hmm. And guilt is when you feel that you do something bad and unworthy. For entrepreneurs, because they're using it as a coping strategy, it becomes shame. And shame is when you actually identify as a bad and unworthy person. Mm-hmm. And you cannot serve your clients, you cannot do well in your business when you feel that at your core, you are not worthy. And so what we do is we're very good at making men comfortable. We have a very clear message about the type of men we work with. I'm very outspoken as a recovered addict myself. We bring them in and we teach them how to develop new coping strategies while running their business. A lot of men are afraid, and we work primarily with men. That's why I'm saying using the word men. But a lot of men are afraid that they have to take time off and go to rehab and spend hours with a therapist or counselor. And the difference with elevated recovery and our program Porn Reboot is we acknowledge the fact that you still need to be functional. And we also acknowledge the fact that you don't need to change your identity to this, I'm an addict, because right. For most of us, an addict is somebody who is derelict, who is on the streets, who is not functional. And we help you end your out of control behavior by spending no more than 2 to 3 hours a week working with us, and also being in a community with other entrepreneurs. Yeah. And the only way to end your shame around this is to shine a light on it by speaking about it. And when a lot of our clients find like, oh, this guy's also a business owner, he's also an entrepreneur, he's also a high performance professional. He deals with the same issues that I do. He has the same fears. They get very comfortable and excited. And that is the without getting into too much detail about what we do, that is the first step.
Yeah.
It is overcoming the shame and the guilt by being in the right community.
Yeah, it's such a 360 way of thinking about not just there's this issue, but why does this issue impact you in such profound ways that maybe you can't even identify? So, part of your process, like when someone's coming to you, what are they saying typically, and how are you getting them to be part of the program?
Good question, Emily. Our typical client is reaching out because he has reached a level of shame about his behavior. The guilt has transformed into shame, usually because of his relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So he's usually married, and for men who are addicted to pornography, fantasy becomes your reality. Whatever you see in pornography, it can never match up to what your wife or your committed partner can provide for you.
Mm-hmm.
And women are very intuitive, and your partner knows, and they keep hiding it from their partner, their inability to be intimate with the partner, the mood swings, the lack of focus, the secrecy. And this slowly chips away at the foundation of their relationship. In the most extreme cases, men come to us when their partner they've left the browser open, and unfortunately, one of their kids has seen what they're viewing, or their partner has seen it for the second or third time, and she's done. She's like, listen, you need to get help,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm out. I can't live with a person like this. You are not the man that you presented yourself to be. And our marriage, everything, we might be successful on the surface, but I don't want to be with a man who wants to be with every other woman.
Right.
And they come to us at this point really looking for somebody who understands that problem and who is going to be very, very direct with them about being honest, about the importance of trust in a relationship, and somebody who can teach them and show them as well the way their partner is hurt. Because when a partner feels betrayed, in cases like this, the husband, he's confused. He's like, JK, she seems to be flipping out about everything. And I explained that she may have some past trauma. She may have had a boyfriend or been married in the past to someone who hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
And when you betray her in this way, it opens up all her old wounds, and all you're getting is her projection of all of that on you. You have to rebuild trust. You have to give her own space. You have to be able to do the things that men typically are not generally able to do, which is don't defend yourself and don't argue back, but validate, listen to her, validate her emotion. And those are the first things we do. But men typically come to us when their relationship is on the rocks. Obviously, it would be better if they came before that, before it was too late.
And like on the technical level, like how long are people in the program? Is it a lifelong program?
Yeah, it's one of the things with traditional therapy and other modalities is this belief that you have to be in recovery forever. So people like, hi, my name is Jim and I'm a recovering addict.
Mm-hmm.
And with our modality, the reality is there are some men who have some past issues which may require almost a lifetime of therapy. But for an issue like this, which is related to high-speed internet pornography, it's something that can be taken care of in about 1.5 to 2 years.
Wow.
But at Porn Reboot, I'm not a fan of men staying in my program for 1.5 to 2 years. A lot of people have said, well, you would make more money and all that. One of the things that helped me as a business owner was learning how to become an expert at myself. And I truly believe that we are all equipped with the internal resources to save ourselves. And we need to do that, especially if we run businesses and we have families. And so we teach men coping strategies in intensive sessions. And we make sure that they have all these tools like accountability and different tools. And that within 90 days, they're able to go out into the world with tools they never had and be functional. So typically it takes about 1.5 to 2 years for a man to rewire his brain. Our program delivers amazing results in 90 days. We don't end your addiction, but we give you the tools and you actually stop engaging in that behavior. And one thing we have done differently is due to COVID-19, and we've noticed it's been affecting many entrepreneurs, business owners, and high performers. we temporarily extended all our programs for 1 year because we don't. These are unprecedented times. We don't know how long this is going to last, and we want to be able to provide accountability and support. Um, so we adjust and we're flexible to the changing times.
Yeah, such crazy time. I can imagine like you're home, like everybody's ready to kill each other, everybody's working from home, the kids have no school. It's stressful, no doubt. So
Definitely.
what else are you working on like that you'd like to share with people?
Well, we had prior to COVID and for the past few years, early in my bio, you said I've been doing this for 6 years. Actually, I've been doing it for 9 years.
Okay.
But we had one program which was called the Reboot Intensive, and that was because I wanted to spend as much time as possible working with men directly. My unique ability is my ability to work with men one on one and change people's emotional state, regardless of how they come to me. But especially when a person is in crises, I'm uniquely able to calm them down, to get them to see clearly, and then to get them to take action. More importantly, then I keep them accountable. And interestingly enough, being exposed to Delegate also made me realize that I was limiting myself and that I was capable of expanding my program and helping more people. So we now have a program called the Reboot Implementation Program, which is a much more affordable program for our clients. It is available for 1 year. And a lot of guys have been excited because for years it's like they've been standing outside my gates,
Right.
watching, and they're like, "Oh God, we see all the testimonials, we see the change, but we can't afford you, and we know you're so busy working with so many people." So now there's a program called the Reboot Implementation Program, and you can learn more about it by speaking to one of our reboot strategists. We do have very strict criteria for all our programs for allowing men to come in. You also want to make sure that you are speaking with the right professional. Some people think they have a porn addiction or a sex addiction because they enjoy sex.
Right.
No, it doesn't mean you do. Maybe you have some guilt from your religion. So you want to make sure that you don't have a problem, or you do have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And you can visit our website at elevatedrecovery.org. And this play, we have a lot of free trainings that you can kind of view to just kind of get comfortable with the concept. And our company is called Porn Reboots. This is actually our logo right here,
Oh, cool.
the P with the reboot sign in the middle. And you can find us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on everything. Just search for Porn Reboots. And we are very active everywhere. And you'll see my face. So get comfortable first, and find out if you have a problem, if you suspect that you do. When you reach out to us, if you choose to, I want you to know that we're very compassionate, understanding, and open. And this is something we speak about every single day. So don't let shame or guilt hold you back.
Clearly. Well, we are so proud and honored to support you and the amazing work that you're doing. I'm sure it's not comfortable all the time to do what you're doing, and I think it's a really amazing way that you've made this so accessible to people that are struggling.
No, thank you guys so much. It is really I tell my girlfriend all the time how, and I'm really not being patronizing here, how lucky I am to have access to literal A players in the game. I think a lot of entrepreneurs wish that they could find really good people to work for them, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta get A players," and but Delegate has been, in fact, I feel. I'll tell you a quick story before we end this. So I had requested that somebody else from Delegate come on board to help us with an aspect of our business, and I wouldn't say reliant. I am just, the level of work that's done without needing my supervision is just so much that my biggest concern was that I would lose the current person who was working with me, Amber.
Uh-huh.
So I was just like, I hope she doesn't go away. And in some of the masterminds I'm in, other communities when people get asked for suggestions about, like, oh, how do I get somebody to work with? I feel bad because I want to promote Delegate, but you guys do such a great job. I'm like, oh my God, this should be my little secret. So I tell the person, I'll DM you. I won't put it publicly. I'll tell you privately. So for anybody out there really who is just, man, how can I just get the right person? Delegate does it literally scientifically. Like they'll match you up, the individual's personality, and they are human beings with their families and their kids and their lives, and it makes your business more human. I think that's important too.
That's nice to hear from a virtual resource. And I can promise you, if we tried to pull Amber off of you, she would kick and scream the whole way.
So. Well, I am very glad to hear that because I would too.
But yeah, I think, we're like everyone striving to get better and better and better at what we do. We're in the people industry. And so, there's always complications with that, but we're a whole team behind the support instead of just one person, which, is really the security that we're bringing. But
agreed. Yeah.
Well, thank you again, JK. It was so great to see you and so enlightening to hear what you're working on and all the great things that you guys are doing at Elevated Recovery.
Emily, it was my pleasure to be on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay.